And hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ryan of Runedom Studios, and it is early in the morning. Tea. And what am I doing on this early morning? Well, I'm making an introduction to Throwback Fridays! Woo! I'll try to be also quiet so I don't wake people up. Oh, it's fun. It's fun. So today I am bringing back from the dead a video that I really love. It's one of my favourite things that I've ever created in all the years that I've done YouTube videos and that, and like hell is it going to stay gone from the internet with the old channel. I am bringing this back as soon as possible. And what is this video? This video is my top 10 list of favourite game soundtracks. This was an idea that I've wanted to do for a very long time, and there is kind of other list videos that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. But now with Runedom Studios, I want to do them as soon as possible. I have got the urge to finish these things off and get them out there, because I want to get my opinion out there, and I want to hear what all of your opinions are too. And if whatever your favourite soundtracks are, put it in the comments right down here below, because all the previous comments died with the old channel. So I want to be reminded on what all of your favourite game soundtracks are too. So without further ado, here is my top 10 favourite gaming soundtracks videos. But remind me, Ryan from the past, how long did it take to make that video? A year! It's taken me almost a year to do a list video. No, it didn't take me almost a year. It's taken me over a year since I did a list video. I mean, when was the last time I actually did a list video? Good God almighty! But we're not going to be talking about when I last did a list video. No. Instead, you and I, us lot, we're going to be talking about music!
Music is an important part in media as it helps enhance a scene or a moment in gaming. How less impactful would it be if all of the Crash Bandicoot levels had no music in the background? Or a fighting game having no music either? Or in Sephiroth Kit? Sure, no music can work in certain scenarios like horror games, but sometimes we just want to hear epic and awesome music too.
And I am going to be covering my top 10 favourite single soundtracks in games. But before we do, there are some rules. Rule number 1, it's going to be one soundtrack in a game franchise. So, one track in one game franchise. Therefore, I'll be able to cover more games on this list instead of them being like, I don't know, like every single track from Final Fantasy, just for example. Secondly, I'm only going to be doing tracks from games that I've played. And I've been a Sony boy. I've never played an Xbox, and only until recently I've not played any Nintendo games either. So Halo theme isn't on this list, and neither are any tracks from Legend of Zelda. I'm sorry, but it's a personal list for me. It's only games from that I've played. I've only had a PlayStation. I know there are good tracks from other games, just please don't hurt me, please. Thirdly, and I cannot stress this enough, this is just the opinion of a random nobody on the internet, and it cannot and should not affect your own opinion. I'm not trying to force my choice of music onto you. This is just tracks that have meant a lot to me, and that I really enjoy, and I just want to share it with the world. That's all. I'm not forcing you to like the tracks that I like, and I'm eager to know of what tracks that you guys like. So there's no reason to be angry about that, right? Right? Oh, flip it out! Okay, that's everything that I need to cover. So, before any more bullets start flying, let's get on with the list.
Number 10. Far Cry 3, Far Cry 3. This game's theme is a massive drug trip to insanity that perfectly portrays the journey towards it. The fact that throughout the game you are eating all sorts of herbs to heal yourself or to help enhance your abilities just shows how far down the rabbit hole you are going. Get it? Because of the Alice in Wonderland quotes in the loading screen? Anyway, you are basically turning into an insane druggie that is adopting the ways of Rambo. Imagine it. Your first kill in the game, your character was shocked and terrified. But the more he kills and the herbs he takes to heal or enhance him, it's driving him closer and closer to insanity, to the point where you don't even know what the hell's happened and why there is a dozen dead bodies around you. This track portrays the descent perfectly, be it going on a drug high or actually picturing Alice falling down the rabbit hole. This is a good addition to start off this list. Number 9. Prologue and love theme, Heavy Rain. There's always something soothing and relaxing to watching the rain, despite the melancholy it brings. Add a piano that translates that feeling of both beauty and melancholy, and you get this piece, which for some reason is not on the game's official soundtrack. But this track is in the opening credits, and the cringy love scene later on. It's always been a track that stayed with me. The way the piano keys almost mirror the drops of rain and the emotions it captures, I always find myself at peace. I can listen to this while writing or just simply lying on my bed, so it has its place here on the list. Number 8. The main theme of the Uncharted series. It is the gaming equivalent of the Indiana Jones theme. How could I not have it on the list? When I hear this theme, I see myself running through Uncharted territory. Hold on. Really? Uncharted territory while listening to the Uncharted theme. How did I not see that when writing this script? Oh my god. I see myself travelling through temples, ruins, deserts, jungles, heck, even climbing the cliff edges of Scotland felt like an adventure. The whole theme captures the essence of being on a treasure hunting adventure like those in the movies. Yeah, Lara Croft may be the original treasure hunter in games, but this theme is the king of the action-adventure themes. Sorry, I need to clear my throat. Number 7. The main theme of The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Give me a great sword, a horned metal helmet, and a flagon of ale and send me off to a snowy mountain, cause with this theme, I'm ready to kick some dragon butt. I even remember hearing somewhere that when Jeremy Soule was told to compose the theme of Skyrim, he went home, got a tankard of mead, and the very next day he came back with this music piece. This track took the beautiful sound of the Morrowind theme, the epic choir of the Oblivion theme, and put them together to make this. I want to make some more educational or more smart sounding reasons why I like this track, but I mean, just listen to it! God, I just want to climb to the highest mountain, watch the Aurora Borealis in front of me, and scream at the top of my voice, for This one was too good to not have on my list. And it probably helped that it was done by Hans freaking Zimmer. Number 6. The enemy of my enemy, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 was actually my first Call of Duty game because I got the PlayStation 3 quite late due to the overprice of it. Not only that, but I wasn't a fan of first-person shooters in general. The last one I played before was Medal of Honor Frontlines, and I was bored of shooting Nazis at that point. But I was blown away from my first playthrough of the campaign. Going through Afghanistan, the snowy mountains of Tian Shan, and then the controversial mass shooting with the terrorist Vladimir Makarov. I enjoyed the game thoroughly, but I knew I was stuck in bad when I was left shocked at the sudden betrayal near the end of the game. Followed by a mission where the music captured the emotions of the characters and told the story brilliantly. The betrayal left them shocked, alone, and helpless in a desperate situation. The music practically making it slowly sink in. But then it picks up in tempo. No time to wallow in grief of lost friends. It's time to fight for your life out of a messy situation. It's a great track that people would be revering if it was in a movie. Hans Zimmer, please come back and do more game soundtracks. Number 5. Eve from Dynasty Warriors IV. There are so many tracks in the Dynasty Warriors series with the many titles it has had. I was so tempted to put Lubu's theme here, but my favourite has to be Eve, the rooted theme from Dynasty Warriors IV, or commonly known as the Battle of Chan Ban theme of that game. The guitar, the keyboard, or whatever that instrument is making that sound in the main bit just gets me so hyped, or makes me want to just unleash my gamer rage. If I'm charging into a battle, this is what I want playing in the background. Despite there being so many awesome tracks in the Dynasty Warriors games, this one has always stuck with me for all these years, and that is why it is on the list. The next track on this list comes from the game World of Warcraft, the game that took over my teenage life. So there was bound to be a track in this game that I really enjoyed. I mean, there's so many to choose from. I mean, Arthas My Son. Arthas My Son was the opening track for Wrath of the Lich King, and that could have been on this list. But then there was the Howling Fjord soundtrack with all of the Ilium pipes playing, and trust me, I love me some Ilium pipes. And then there was Invincible, the last hurrah song for Arthas. I mean, any of these tracks could have been on this list. But then Legion happened. Number 4. Underwind's theme, World of Warcraft Legion. The only name I can get from this track is Underwind's theme, and it's not even one track. It's hard to rank this one properly because it's this one tune that keeps playing throughout the expansion on the Alliance side. It plays at Lion's Rest in Stormwind and during the attack on the Broken Shore, and you know what? I'm going to have both those versions tied for this spot because I can't pick one over the other. I just love how peaceful and beautiful the slower track is at Lion's Rest. The view, garden, fountains and waterfall, it's just perfect. Also, the tin whistle is just amazing that I had to learn how to play it myself. But then there's the heroic version that plays during the assault on the Broken Shore. As I'm shooting down all of the demons that are overwhelming me, I stand my ground with my brothers and sisters of the Alliance. But this battle isn't just for my dwarven race. It's more than that. It's more than fighting for the Alliance. It's a battle that determines the fate of the world for Azeroth. And with the battle against the Burning Legion at its conclusion and Sargeras defeated because the Alliance and Horde teamed up yet again for the billionth time, we can now witness peace between the two factions at Oh, come on! Number 3. Dearly beloved, Kingdom Hearts 2. Boy! This game series. Take my love for Disney and Final Fantasy and put them together? Of course I'm going to permanently mark my body of it. As much as I catch myself sometimes humming Simple and Clean and Sanctuary, it's this version of Dearly Beloved that I love with all of my heart. It's similar reasons for why I love the Heavy Rain track from earlier. It makes me feel in utter peace and it's just beautiful. It's the magic of Disney and the emotional storytelling of Final Fantasy represented as one. It's the first track you hear whenever you boot up any Kingdom Hearts game. The perfect piece of music to prepare you for what's to come. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here to see the joining of Disney and Final Fantasy. And I am proud to be a witness of this union that will last a lifetime.
So here's the situation. You have been given a mission that's been deemed impossible to do, and you have limited support. You had to go out of your way to find a crew that is the best of the best. You've had to make sure that there are no loose ends professionally and personally as you go into a place where no one has ever made it back alive. They said it couldn't be done. They said you were a madman for trying. They said it was a suicide mission.
Number 2. Suicide Mission. Mass Effect 2. This track had a goal and purpose, and it accomplished it with flying colours. This track, in my opinion, is absolutely perfect. It's a journey and a half and the perfect representation to a game's finale. You start with a slow build, the tense moments before setting out, contemplating on if you've done everything right, if you are even ready for it. Then you set out. The music picks up as you battle through the enemies to accomplish your mission. Then there's the moment of pause for a breather. You've made it through. You've done what you need to do. Now it's time to get the hell out of there for a big climax of a finale. I've just described the last mission of Mass Effect 2 when really I was only describing what my imagination was doing when listening to this music. It works. Everything about it for me works. I love how epic it sounds, how heroic it sounds, and how immersive it sounds. This soundtrack has to be marked as one of the best scores in gaming history.
Now you might be wondering, what the heck have I got on my number 1 spot on this list? Especially after the praise I gave the last game. But despite all of the praise I gave the last one, and despite how much I love all of the previous tracks from before, for my number 1 spot, it had to be something that really, really made an impact to me. Something that really, really means a lot to me personally. And there's only been one track that's done that. In this game, when this music played, it was revealed to little old me that this was going to be unlike any game that I've ever played before. When this music played, I knew that this was going to be so much bigger than I thought it was. When this music played, my life, when it came to games, changed forever. This music played when I officially became a gamer.
Number 1. The main theme of Final Fantasy VII. This track is stuck with me forever and ever, and it will never be moved from this spot. Whenever I hear this track, I am filled with the nostalgia, the memories I've had, the hours and hours I've spent playing this game. This track has been a huge turning point in my life. Now there's people right now probably rolling their eyes at my choice for the number 1 pick. But isn't that the beauty of lists like these? They shouldn't be about people saying why they think their favourite music is better than theirs, or why someone else's favourite track is rubbish. Some of you probably don't even like any of the music choices I've picked. And that is okay. Because these tracks didn't affect you like they affected me. You've got your own soundtracks that have made an impact on your life. Or just because you like how they sound. All I've done throughout this video is just share my chosen tracks that have positively affected my life and enhanced my gaming experience. Gaming is an art form that we all enjoy and that has shaped our lives. Years ago, games were just seen as a distraction for children. But now, we have adults crying tears of joy at game announcements at giant convention expos. Just a bit of music from a long and forgotten game series making a return can flood people's emotions with all the great memories they've had of that game. Games have come very far in the years, and each individual part of gaming needs to have a moment of appreciation. Be it the gameplay, the graphics, the genre, or in this case, the music.
Damn. I went deep in that last pick. But anyway, those were my top 10 picks in my favourite single soundtracks in games, and it still took me over a year to do this video. Over a year! Oh, don't worry guys, I'm sure he's fine. But I'm afraid that concludes today's episode of Throwback Fridays. If you liked what you've seen here, hit that no, because we are trying to come up with a brand new outro since our old outro got stolen. So there's going to be some different outros for a little bit until we can find one that we're happy with. So I'm going to experiment a bit now and see what I can come up with. So, without further ado, if you liked what you've seen here, you know where that subscribe button is. And because the YouTube gods demand it, you better ding that bell. But until next time guys, keep smiling, keep laughing, keep enjoying life to its fullest. And that's the bottom line, because Runedom Studios said so.